Hi, guys. Getting started here. Hi. Hope you guys are doing well. I see that you have started the trend of the YouTube comments, so I see you guys there a little early. Hopefully, you're jumping back on live with me. Let's see, a couple little announcements before we get going in our day of finding out what our week looks like. We are barreling towards 2023, aren't we? The new moon is still taking place on the 23rd, so that we have the new moon ritual, which is going to focus on kind of cleaning out bad habits and with ourselves and self-talk and things like that. And then we are also doing an intentions and affirmations class on the 30th, which is where we write intentions and affirmations for the next 6 months, just to kind of keep us going and keep us focused. So group shares are still happening. Group healings are still happening if you're around. Come check us out. And then going into the new year, we've got all kinds of things scheduled, including a Friday night fun thing where it's basically gonna be just a community event for those of you who are local to come and just meet more members of the community, just, to hang out. So anyway, all right, let's see. Here's how we play the game. If you're joining us for the first time, me, please. I'll get to as many people as I can. Typically, I get through the whole list. You just kind of have to be patient. If you hear a message that sounds like it's for you, it probably is. The guides like to get together and they like to have a little party on these events. So do listen to the other people's readings because you never know, it might be also for you. If we start to see a card 3 times in a row, it's for all of us. It's a collective message. But we are also going to use the Entre deck. And then today we're going to use the archetype cards. And the archetype cards are going to kind of help us face ourselves. When they come right side up, it's um, working on the light side of the archetype. When it comes upside down, it's working on the shadow side. If you don't know what shadow work is, I would recommend looking into it. I have a class on my website that talks about it that you can sign up for. It's a pre-recorded class, or just reach out to me and I can give you some other resources. All right, so we're going to use the Entre deck. We've got our stone of the month sitting on one of our cute little sphere holders. This is a titanium coated quartz. Good for releasing toxins, good for releasing old trauma that you maybe don't even know about. So we got those as our feature this month. And I'm going to use the Kali spray. This one doesn't have a label because it was a pre-release. But Kali is really great goddess for clearing obstacles, taking no crap, setting good boundaries. So we're using that one. When Winter and I first encountered that spray, we were like, whoa. It's just kind of powerful. Okay, but we're going to start off with the Yantra deck for our weekly collective, and then we'll do a 1, 2, 3, and that'll be also for those of you who watch later. And for some reason I've got the sneezes. I have no idea what's triggering my allergies, but if I apologize in advance. I start sneezing. A little orb that came and said, is it the dust in the air? Okay, here we go. So let's go ahead and see what the week brings. All right, starting off this week with a strong need, and I'm getting this for myself as well. Strong need to be in integrity, being completely in integrity and learning about what it means to be authentic and be true to you. So this is really important to start off the week. It's really important anyways, but it's going to be exceptionally important. Awareness is sideways. So this is saying that you're talking too much, you're gabbing too much in your head, you're doing too much busy work that you can't hear what's actually around you. So this card is asking you to meditate, be still, be quiet, listen. Okay? And towards the end of the week, it's going to feel a little stuck. It's going to feel like, oh my gosh, when is this going to end? But if you can pause, it'll go a lot faster than if you try to rush through. Okay, that whole slow and steady wins the race thing. This card is saying that you might feel a little stuck at the end, but things are still unfolding. Okay, so that's where we're building from. Let's do a 1, 2, 3. So now you're going to pick which card resonates with you. And then that's going to be your initial start off. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. So Pick which one feels right to you. If you picked one, you were working on the father. Okay. So father says talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light without a tribal unit, within a tribal unit. Sorry. So this is very much about, so we're not going to necessarily, because it's right side up, we're going to focus on the light. So this is a protective message as well. So be protective this week of yourself and each other, and take on that leadership role regardless of your gender. Okay. If you pick two, you got guide, which represents the nature of divine in life and in yourself. So if you got this one, this week you're going to focus on yourself and your guides and the people in your life who are reflecting that guidance back to you and the divine energies within. Okay. That's going to be focused for you. If you, oh, we got all lights right side ups. If you pick the third one, you got teacher, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skills, or wisdom. So obviously we all need teachers in our lives, and teachers that we all become teachers in our lives this week. That's going to be a focus for you. Teach what you know, give your gifts to the world, be abundant with your knowledge spreading. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, Gina, you made it to the top of the list. Now, you guys, your names are going to appear on the screen. Whoop, whoop, whoop. um, and there might be the same first name. I normally only read out the first name, so just kind of acknowledge that you look up at the screen if you think it's you. And see. Okay, so first card, student. All right. Well, if you picked number three, the teacher and the student, if you didn't pick number three, look out for your teachers and be the student this week. Okay. So it says humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. Once we declare something to be true, it's limited, then it stops being expansive. So this week you're being asked to kind of almost like break up the narratives and just be curious and learn what else could be happening. Okay. So being the student this week. Nicole and Seth. Nicole, you got alchemist, okay, right side up. It says transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom, okay? So this is like, you can't change the past, you can't change what's happened, you can't do anything except sit in your resilience, okay? Sit in your resilience, let it change and come into present time. And this week, it's going to transform you into something it couldn't have been without all of those experiences that you've had, okay? So you're doing a little alchemizing, a little magic. Okay, Seth. Okay, you're working on shadow stuff this week, okay? So this says damsel. It says working for a night to provide for you, waiting for a night to provide you, sorry, seduction by romantic illusion. Okay, so this could be you, or it could be you trying to be like the white knight, trying to be the savior, and like there's like, look, why do you need a damsel in order to make yourself feel good, right? This card is basically saying work on the shadow attributes of the rescuer, the toxic rescuer, the helpless victim, that kind of stuff. Want to get all of that out this week, and by being able to witness it, see how you're participating in it, and then remove your participation. Okay. Kelly and Matthew. Kelly, you got the light, the seeker, which is the thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So you're just kind of always looking for like divine energy. If you picked number two at the beginning, this would be adding on to the divine and everything and everyone. You're going to be seeking it out. You're going to be actively looking for it this week. And that can be an amazing gift, especially to your manifesting fields. Matthew, your energy, oh, you're working on shadow stuff for the miser, okay? It's hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. Okay, now this can not necessarily doesn't have to be money. It could be fear of like losing something you built up, okay? Now the downside of that is that you start to become stagnant because you start hoarding and holding in everything, and the universe doesn't like stagnation, so it will cause disruption to get that energy back and released back into the flow. So just be aware where you're holding energy, maybe whether it be emotional energy or whatever, because you're afraid of losing it. And then just let yourself get some movement going there. Okay. Think of that authenticity card and that knowing card. Sit with yourself a little bit and listen to it. Okay. Okay, Rob, you are working on alchemist shadow attribute. Okay, so that says misuse of power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. So this can definitely be something to be on the lookout for, and this could be you doing that. It also could be you giving that power to someone else, where they're just because they are seem spiritual or so enlightened that they must have the power, and you give that power to them because, for false reasons, ego reasons. Okay, so just be on the lookout for that. Again, when you're working at the shadow side, you just want to be gentle and love yourself and heal it by not participating in it, and go back to the light with it. Okay. All right. Mountain River, you are working on the energy of the night, but the shadow side, which says allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, or romantic delusions. Okay, so this week be aware of where you're participating in those romantic delusions, or where somebody's going to come in and make you feel all taken care of and you're not doing it for yourself necessarily. So and just also know where you might be, giving false loyalties away to anybody who feels like maybe they are, the savior, whatever. Just kind of acknowledge that that's can be a slippery slope. You don't want to participate in that. Okay, Cynthia. Oh, Alchemist card really wants to play today. Okay, so you got the light Alchemist though. So Alchemist is basically saying, use what's happened. You can't change what's happened, but use what's happened to kind of create a new reality, a reality that couldn't exist unless all of these experiences happened and all this knowledge was gained. And now here you are. Okay, so that's the third time we've seen that card. Second time we've seen it right side up. Everybody might want to start perking their ears up. We got a little orb. Yep. Yeah. So just kind of paying attention. Those orbs come in when it's like a yep, yep. Okay. Tanya. Come on. There you go. Tanya, you got liberator. Freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. So that goes great with that like observation energy that we were asked to do at the beginning. So just being still and listening and watching yourself and your limiting thoughts, and see how you can kind of change that, free yourself, free others around you from that kind of withholding of energies because you have outdated beliefs. So free your mind and the rest will follow. God, you got a little orb. All right, Diane. For you this week, the focus will be pioneer, light attributes of passion for doing and creating stuff. Oh, what has not been done before. Okay, so like this is new territory. You're breaking into new territory, and see yourself being willing to be curious about that and not afraid or not needing to control, but just off you go this week. Like let yourself just kind of bring some new experiences that you've never had before. Get out of your comfort zone and have some fun. Okay. CC, upside down lover. Okay, so shadow side, observed passion that harms others, self destructive devotion. Okay, so oftentimes I see this come through when somebody stays too long in something, because they've invested a lot of love and energy in it. And then when it's like time to just like let it go. So this week, just kind of look into where you might be giving your love away for the sake of giving your love away, like you're supposed to, or you have to, or you just done it for so long, and come back and see if you can bring it back to light. Okay. The light of the lover is great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. So you can go back there, but you don't, and let go of the like kind of needy, grabby lover. Okay. Vesta. Okay, you're working on your shadow side, which is on the servant. It says using lack of money as an excuse not to move forward in life. This can be a really big deal. We our belief systems, that whole statement, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. Right? So this is really calling you to be in observation of those limiting thoughts around being a servant or having to be in lack. Get inspired. There's lots of law of attraction stuff out there. I mean, go watch a YouTube from Esther Hicks or something. Just get yourself broken free from, that idea that you're in lack. And that observation energy is really important this week, paying attention to your own thoughts. Janelle and Donnie. Janelle, you got the virgin. Maintaining symbolic purity and heart and in heart and spirit. Okay, so light, that's light too. Okay, so that's the light. So keeping things pure. And the Light Council was talking about this last week. They were talking about psychic trash and like how whatever we think, it kind of just is around us. And we are all intuitive beings. We're all telepathic in some way. We can feel the psychic trash around us. This card is saying clean up your own psychic trash and then also keep your energy field pure this week. Okay. Meaning discipline your thoughts. All right, Donnie. Companion. Okay, so loyalty, tenacity, and selflessness. Okay, so this card is just encouraging you to see that light side of yourself that just is a really good companion that really can hold space for other people and can kind of give and receive in balance. So that's going to be your focus on the light side this week. Okay, Kimberly. You've got exorcist for yourself this week, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Oh, how's that for one? Okay, so this week your guides are saying really be on the lookout for when you can see habits coming that just like maybe are not life bringing, life affirming habits, and going back and saying, I don't think we should participate in that anymore. I'm going to exercise that from my life. So sounds like a nice week for you. Want a little, here, I'll send you a little sage. Okay, Christy and Kira. Christy, you've got shadow side work this week. Samaritan, exacting appreciation or recognition for help you offer. That is be careful where you're being very transactional. So, if you go help somebody out, don't keep it as a tab in your head. Let the universe pay you back. Don't let that make that person pay you back. Do it because you want to do it, because you want to be expansive, not because you expect something to come back in return. Okay, so that is what you're being called out on for this week. Pay attention to where you're doing that. Being transactional. Kira, you got Virgin upside down. Okay, so that says fear of intimate union. So this could mean that you're afraid of showing your true feelings, revealing where you're at really. This could be feeling like you have like perfectionism, like you have to be something for pure for everybody, and that's not necessarily true. We all have bad days. We all struggle with some things. It's okay to, have conversations with the people around you about that. Okay? So be on the lookout for that. Janice, you're working on the shadow saboteur. Where are you inducing self-destruction, destructive behavior, or the desire to undermine others? Okay. Upside down, shadow work. Your guides are saying, where are you sabotaging things just because you're afraid to let them come to fruition? Be aware that that is going on. Okay. All right. Robin and Jordan. Robin, you are working on Shadow Child Magical. That says pessimism, depression, disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and actions are not required for growth. Okay, so what I'm hearing from your guides is that you kind of have given up a little bit on the unseen fields, the unseen helpers. So this week, do a little experiment, put some magic out there. Dare the universe to show you where its magic can be, and then pay attention and don't dismiss synchronicities. Okay, work on where you've lost out in those magic fields. We are more magical than we are real. Like this physical reality, we are so not this. Okay, Jordan, you got saboteur right side up. Highlights of your fear of self-empowerment and change in that if would bring it to your life. So it's going to show you where you're sabotaging yourself. Be open to not participating in that and doing it anyways, like seeing where you're just afraid to have or your enoughness is keeping you from having it. Okay? All right, Blair. Yes, she says Aunt Bethany because I went to a Christmas vacation party last night and we both were dressed as Aunt Bethany from the movie. Oh, got a little orb there. That's funny. Okay, Blair. Addict, upside down. Okay, so shadow side of addict is compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. I'm hearing this week, Blair, to be very focused on life affirming, life enhancing activities and just be careful with those ones that are draining your energy. Let those energies have less of a showcase this week and work on the shadow side of that so that you can kind of be free from those life burdening experiences. You got one more that's trying to jump out here. Okay, it's Prince upside down. It says using power for self-aggrandizement. Interesting. And again, this could be this week, so you kind of just be paying attention. It might unfold itself this week sometime. So, and it also could be other people around us. So just kind of keep an open mind about that. Okay, Sonia? Okay, you got scribe upside down. Okay, so this says it's altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. Okay, so this is just careful where you maybe are not letting your own ideas flow. You can get that inspiration. We got this kind of confirmation of the with the orb there that is saying your unique ideas are needed right now. If and that observation energy, that stillness. I always get my best epiphanies on like the acupuncture table because I'm sitting there still and I have to kind of be with my own ideas and my own thoughts. And when I let myself calm down the anxiety and the worry, what comes is inspiration. And that's kind of what I'm hearing for you this week is work on where you're not letting yourself have enough time to have your own ideas. Cameron, child eternal, light attributes, determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. Ability to see things with fresh eyes. So this is encouraging you to stay naive, basically. Again, that declaration of something into place holds it in place. And so this is kind of like be playful, be free. Yep, we're going to make mistakes. That's part of life. Yep, we're going to do stuff we don't like. That's also part of life. But there's so much joy and freedom also available to us. So go ahead, do something just because it's silly and fun this week. All right. Kalina. You got advocate right side up. So it's inspiring you to put compassion into action. So this week would be a good week for you to be doing some sort of charity work or some sort of activity that doesn't serve anybody like as a singular, but is more of a holistic serving. So that service heart on this week, okay? All right, Tiff. Tiff, you got thief. Okay, so light attributes sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. All right, that unique gift. We all have those unique gifts, you guys. Every single one of you has amazing gift the world needs, and it can't be taken from you. No, nobody can steal that idea. Nobody can take any of it from you because it's yours to bring to the world. So that's what you're working on focusing on this week, okay, Tiff? Be brave. Don't worry about if others try to copy or imitate you. That's flattery. Just go be you and let that grow and expand you. Sam, you've got father. Okay, so the second time we've seen this, and if you got this at the beginning, if you picked one from the beginning, it's asking you to be protective. It's asking you to be a guide. It's asking you to be strong in spirit, set good boundaries. Masculine energy is very much a strong, action-oriented singular energy. So just kind of let yourself notice where your action taking is this week. All right, Eli. You got the goddess upside down, okay? So working on the shadow, exploitation of female nature and form. Okay, so I want to work on that this week. This where you might be exploiting the female nature, and getting yourself back in alignment. The light attribute says the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. So kind of taking the energies beyond the just physical kind of primal stuff and taking it into that really kind of spiritual enhancement. So just kind of see where that's being available to where your shadow side is keeping you from the light expression. Okay, Deanna, Virgin. This one card is this third time we see this, but not in right side up. So okay, purity in spirit, Deanna. Purity in mind, purity. Just letting yourself be, especially what thoughts you're putting yourself into as far as other people, and then what you're putting out as well. Kind of really try and purify things this week. Keep it clear, keep it clean, and see what that does for your manifestation space. Althea, you've got Messiah in the light attributes, which is serving humanity with humility. Okay, so this week would be kind of similar to what we heard for Kalina, which is that it's a good week to just be of service, and just to bring what you can to the people around you, without being transactional, without worrying about where you're going to get it. It's just, knowing that your participation in expansive giving will be returned. Okay. Natalie. Natalie, you got dilettante in the light attributes, delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Okay, so this is letting you know that, if beautiful things are amazing, beautiful things can be great to have around, and letting yourself really put yourself in alignment with just having beautiful things for the sake of having beautiful things, not for any kind of prestige or showing off or whatever. And also, I'm hearing from your guides, you might think about, and I know you have little kids, but you might think about putting yourself in alignment with doing some of your own art. Okay, whatever that feels like. Astrid, okay, you're working on the bully. Okay, I just, sometimes you guys, I can't make these stories up. Shadow attributes conceals deep fears behind verbal and physical abuse, okay? So you are working on that this week. You are working on the influence that that energy has had on your life and how you think and your limitations, and it's going to be asking you to pay attention so that you can let it go, okay? So don't be afraid of it. Just be observing it. Pause a lot, journal a lot about it so that it can kind of move through and back into the light. Okay. Crystal. Okay. Third time's a charm, you guys. Virgin is telling us it's maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. This week, I think it's really important for everybody to get in alignment with what you're putting out and put it out in pure form. First thing in the morning when you wake up, oh, I'm so grateful for another opportunity to be here. That kind of thing. Okay. Just really letting yourself be in the purest forms of, kind of think of what a little kid would think. Yay. It's whatever, whatever holiday morning you celebrate, right? It's just let yourself just acknowledge that there's that child joy, like purity wants to come through this week. Karen, you got 2 cards. Hermit in the shadow, which says withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments or others, refusing to help those in need. Okay, so where you're withholding because you're feeling hurt. And then you got the light side of the child, which says awaken compassion and desire to serve others, wounded children, opens serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. Okay, so this week would be a good week to see where your heart, your hermit self is hiding out. Bring it out and work with the other wounded children. Work on offering your love and gifts wherever that makes sense. Okay, Pamela. Okay, you got dilettante upside down. Shadow attributes of the dilettante is pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. So okay, so interesting. Your guides are talking about feeling like an imposter or like you have to be a certain thing in order to be accepted. And this week they're really calling you out on that and saying, don't do that because that is not sustainable. So kind of pay attention to where you may be having limited beliefs that believe that you have to be that way in order to receive the success or whatever you're working on. But the guides are saying, that's not the authentic path. So again, being in that alignment of observation and quietness, just to see where you might be doing that. Okay. All right, Suzanne. See, I always get to all of you guys, and that's kind of exciting. I love it. Hermit. Okay. Seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serve personal creativity. So you're doing the light side, what Karen was doing the shadow side. So this is like go ahead and withdraw in order to find yourself. So if you get back to the observation card, maybe a little more time away from everybody else's thoughts. Also that Virgin card, away from the toxic energies and just be in your own thoughts for a minute. It's I'm telling you, I went to 3 Christmas parties yesterday. I am still kind of trying to clean out all the thought forms I walked through the whole time. I mean, it was fun and I love these people, and yet I still have to kind of clean them off, and so do you guys. Okay, so just using some energy tools. Um, if you need energy tools, my website, I have 5 tools of protection class up there to teach you how to do it. I think it's called psychic protection. All right, I got to the list. Unless there's somebody lingering that hasn't posted, I am going to wish you guys a good week. And as far as I'm concerned, I think 2023 is going to be a huge change, but I would say that kind of almost every year. So who knows? But let yourself just be aware that that you can create positive momentum or negative momentum. And so don't be afraid. Work on that shadow work so you can have what you want to come next. All right, you guys, I'm so grateful that you hang out with me every Sunday. I'll see you next week.